On June 28, 1914, in the city of Sarajevo, a single gunshot echoed through the streets, setting off a chain of events that would plunge the world into one of the deadliest conflicts in history. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, by Gavrilo Princip, a young Bosnian Serb nationalist, marked the spark that ignited World War I. This narrative explores the events leading up to the assassination, the motivations of the assassin, and the profound impact of that fateful day on global history.
Franz Ferdinand, born on December 18, 1863, was the nephew of Emperor Franz Joseph I of Austria and the presumptive heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne. Known for his reformist views and strong opinions, Franz Ferdinand sought to preserve the Austro-Hungarian Empire by modernizing its military and administration. However, his ideas, including granting greater autonomy to the empire's various ethnic groups, were met with resistance from both the conservative elite and nationalist movements. The Balkans, where the assassination took place, was a region rife with ethnic tensions and nationalist fervor. The decline of the Ottoman Empire had left a power vacuum, leading to territorial disputes and a rise in nationalist movements among Serbs, Croats, Bosnians, and others. Austria-Hungary, which had annexed Bosnia and Herzegovina in 1908, faced growing resentment from Serbian nationalists, who sought to unify all South Slavic peoples into a single nation-state.
In the early 20th century, the political landscape of Europe was a powder keg, with alliances and rivalries creating a fragile balance of power. The assassination of Franz Ferdinand was the culmination of these tensions, but it was also a direct result of the actions of the Black Hand, a secretive nationalist organization committed to the idea of a Greater Serbia. Gavrilo Princip, born on July 25, 1894, in the Bosnian village of Obiljež, was a fervent supporter of Serbian nationalism. As a teenager, he was deeply influenced by the writings of nationalist leaders and the events of the Balkan Wars. Princip joined the Black Hand and, along with other members, conspired to assassinate Archduke Franz Ferdinand during his visit to Sarajevo. The group believed that killing the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne would strike a blow against the empire and advance their cause of South Slavic unity.
On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie, Duchess of Hohenberg, arrived in Sarajevo for a state visit. The date was significant, as it marked the anniversary of the Battle of Kosovo in 1389, a historical event of great importance to Serbian nationalism. The couple was in Sarajevo to observe military maneuvers and to showcase the empire's presence in the region. The Black Hand conspirators positioned themselves along the route that the Archduke's motorcade would take. The first attempt on Franz Ferdinand's life occurred when Nedeljko Kabranović, another conspirator, threw a bomb at the Archduke's car. The bomb bounced off the folded-down convertible top and exploded under the following car, injuring several bystanders and soldiers. Despite the attempted assassination, Franz Ferdinand insisted on continuing with the day's schedule. However, later that morning, as the motorcade took a wrong turn onto a side street, it passed directly in front of Gavrilo Princip, who was standing outside a cafe. Seizing the opportunity, Princip stepped forward and fired 2 shots from his pistol. The first bullet struck Sophie in the abdomen, and the second hit Franz Ferdinand in the neck. Within minutes, both were dead. Princip was immediately apprehended by the crowd and arrested by the police. He later stated that his intention was to avenge the suffering of his people and to disrupt the oppressive rule of Austria-Hungary in the Balkans.
The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and Sophie set off a rapid and deadly sequence of events. Austria-Hungary, backed by Germany, issued an ultimatum to Serbia, demanding harsh penalties and concessions. Serbia, with the support of Russia, rejected the most severe demands, leading Austria-Hungary to declare war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. This declaration triggered a series of alliances and mobilizations across Europe. Russia began mobilizing its forces in defense of Serbia, prompting Germany to declare war on Russia. France and Britain were drawn into the conflict due to their alliances with Russia, while the Ottoman Empire and other nations soon joined the fray. Within weeks, the world was engulfed in a conflict that would last 4 years, result in the deaths of millions, and reshape the political map of Europe. World War I, often referred to as the Great War, fundamentally altered the course of history. The war led to the collapse of empires, the redrawing of national borders, and set the stage for political and social upheaval across the globe. The Treaty of Versailles, which ended the war in 1919, imposed harsh penalties on Germany and sowed the seeds of resentment that would later contribute to the rise of Adolf Hitler and the outbreak of World War II. Gavrilo Princip, who had intended to liberate his people, instead sparked a conflict that brought devastation to much of Europe. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison, the maximum penalty for someone his age, but died of tuberculosis in 1918. His actions and the subsequent war left a legacy of sorrow and loss that continues to be felt today.
The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand by Gavrilo Princip was a pivotal moment in world history, one that set the stage for the most devastating conflict the world had seen up to that point. What began as an act of nationalist defiance turned into a global catastrophe, demonstrating the unpredictable and far-reaching consequences of violence. As we reflect on this event, we are reminded of the complex interplay of political, social, and individual forces that shape history and the profound impact that a single act can have on the world.